The message from space. It was 2 a.m. The city outside was silent. Only the sound of a ticking clock and the soft hum of a computer fan filled the small room. Alex, a 24-year-old guy who spent most of his time gaming and watching sci-fi shows, sat in front of his old laptop. A bowl of half-eaten noodles rested beside him. He was tired, but something kept him awake. He was watching another boring sci-fi video on a random YouTube channel. Suddenly, his laptop screen flickered. Strange symbols appeared. At first, he thought it was a virus. But then the screen turned black, and a single message popped up in bright green letters: Earth Command Authorization, Alex Ryder. Warship command granted. Alex blinked. He laughed. Okay, nice prank. Who hacked me? He pressed the escape key. Nothing happened. He clicked the mouse. Still nothing. Then, the message changed. Prepare for transfer. Arrival in 10 seconds. What transfer? Alex stood up. Is this a game? But before he could move further, the light bulb above his head exploded. A blinding blue light filled the room. His feet lifted off the ground. He screamed, but his voice was lost in the energy wave that wrapped around him like a cocoon. And just like that, Alex disappeared from Earth. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer in his room. He was standing in a large metal hall with glowing walls. Strange machines floated in the air. A giant window showed stars, real stars moving slowly outside. It looked like a spaceship. Alex turned around in shock. Am I dreaming? Before he could answer himself, a door slid open. A group of women walked in, all wearing armor that shimmered like silver. They looked alien but beautiful, tall, powerful, with strange tattoos glowing on their skin. One of them stepped forward. Her eyes were violet, her voice calm. You are Alex Ryder, human from Earth? Alex gulped. Yes. She bowed. Then you are our commander now. Welcome aboard the Starblade. Wait. What? Me? Commander? There must be a mistake. Another alien woman, this one with short red hair and a metal arm, stepped forward. No mistake, the ship chose you. Only a human can activate it now. Alex looked around. Activate what exactly? A soft voice echoed around them. It came from the walls. Welcome, Commander Alex. Starblade's AI online. Ready for orders. He nearly fainted. This is insane. I was just watching YouTube. The alien warriors stood in line and saluted him. Alex took a deep breath. Okay, let's say I believe this. What do I do now? Suddenly, red lights flashed. An alarm rang out. Warning: unknown ship detected, distance 20,000 units and closing. The woman with violet eyes looked at him. Commander, we are under threat. What are your orders? Alex's eyes widened. Oh, come on. I've never even driven a car properly and now I'm flying a warship? She handed him a glowing wristband. The ship will respond to your thoughts. Trust it and trust us. He slowly put the band on. It tightened on his wrist and lit up. Suddenly, blue holograms appeared in front of him. Ship controls, enemy radar, shield levels. His heart pounded. This looks like a game interface. He looked up. All right. I've played hundreds of space battle games. Let's see if that counts. The crew looked at each other, confused, but ready. Alex stood straight. His voice became steady. Rays, shields, lock weapons. No one attacks my ship without a fight. Far in the distance, a dark ship moved through space. Its design was sharp, dangerous, like a floating blade. It was coming fast. Inside the Starblade, the crew worked quickly. Alex sat in the command chair. He still didn't understand why he was chosen, but there was no time to doubt. He pointed at the radar. Wait for my signal. When they're close, I want full power to forward cannons. The red-haired warrior smiled. You learn fast, and for a human. The enemy ship came closer and closer, and then Alex gave the signal. Fire. Blazing light filled space as the Starblade launched a massive energy blast. The enemy ship tried to dodge, but it was too late. The shot hit hard, and flames exploded from its side. The enemy ship turned and escaped into darkness. Alex leaned back in his seat, shocked and a little proud. He looked at his new crew. So, what now? The violet-eyed woman gave a small smile. Now, Commander, we begin your real mission. The crew of alien warriors. The stars outside the warship glittered like tiny diamonds. Inside the command deck of the Starblade, silence hung heavy. The smoke from the recent battle still drifted through the air, and the hum of the engines echoed. In the background, Alex Ryder, still dressed in Earth pajamas and socks, stood frozen. Moments ago, he had fired a real weapon in space. He had damaged an enemy ship. Now a group of beautiful but strange alien women stood around him, watching, waiting. He took a breath and said, "Okay, can someone please explain what the hell is going on?" The woman with violet eyes stepped forward again. Her voice was smooth but commanding. "My name is Kelara. I am the tactical officer of the Starblade. Our crew has waited for decades. The ship refused to move, refused to fight. Until now. You activated it." "Me? But I'm just a guy. A normal guy from Earth." Another voice spoke this time, deeper and more robotic. A tall woman with short red hair, half her body covered in sleek cybernetic armor, stepped closer. "I am Reksha, Chief Engineer. You may be normal on Earth, but here you carry something special. Your DNA is bonded with ancient tech. You are now connected to the ship. It obeys you." Alex shook his head. "I didn't sign up for this. I don't even know how I got here." Kelara tilted her head. "You were chosen by the ship itself. A defense protocol from the time of the old war. A human, the last key." "The last key to what?" Alex asked, confused. But before they could answer, the elevator door at the far end of the deck opened with a hiss. Two more women entered. One was short, with bright green eyes and a long black braid. Her skin glowed faintly, and she moved with strange grace. The other was taller, wearing dark armor with feathers on her shoulders. Two sharp wings folded behind her back. Kelara introduced them. "This is Nira, our empath. She can sense emotions, even lies." Nira gave a polite smile. "You're afraid, but also excited." Alex blinked. "Yeah, that's accurate. And this is Commander Viraya, former leader of the Starblade, before it shut down." Viraya's eyes narrowed. She stepped close, towering over Alex. "I do not accept this. A male, a human, has no place on this ship," Kelara interrupted. "Viraya, the ship chose him. None of us could activate it. He can." "I don't care what." "The ship says," Viraya growled. "He is not ready." Alex backed away. "Look, I didn't want this either, but maybe instead of fighting me, we should figure out why I was brought here." The room fell silent. Then the AI spoke again. "Enemy vessel destroyed. Scans show more ships moving toward this sector. Recommend evasive action." Reksha walked to the controls. "We need to leave now. The enemy is hunting us." Alex stepped forward. "Who are they?" Kelara looked at him. "We call them the Draxus. They are old, cruel, and believe only the strong should rule space. They were defeated once, but they are returning." "And what do they want with this ship?" Alex asked. "They want what's inside it," Reksha replied. "Something ancient, something powerful." Alex frowned. "Like a weapon?" Kelara nodded slowly. "Yes, the last weapon of the ancients, hidden in the heart of the ship. But it cannot be activated, except by a human." A long pause followed. "So let me guess," Alex said. "I'm the only human in the galaxy." Kelara looked away. "As far as we know, yes." Suddenly, the ship shuddered. Alarms beeped. Reksha checked the console. "Jump drive ready. Plotting course." Alex sat in the command chair. "Wait, before we go, I want to know one thing." The crew turned to him. He stared at them. "Why are you all women?" Nira laughed softly. "Not all of us were once. Our people were changed by war. Only the strongest survived. Male warriors became rare. Many were lost. Virea crossed, her arms. We don't need males to lead, until now. Alex rubbed his head. Great. So I'm the only guy in the galaxy, in charge of a crew that doesn't trust me. Rexha smiled faintly. Not all of us. I think you'll surprise us. The ship jumped to light speed. Stars stretched into long lines. Alex leaned back in the chair, his thoughts racing. Just yesterday, he was eating noodles and watching sci-fi videos. Now, he was the captain of a legendary warship with a crew of elite alien warriors, being hunted by a deadly enemy. As the ship moved silently through space, Alex walked into the crew quarters. He found a wall filled with weapons, maps, and old data files. He touched one, glowing panel, and a hidden file opened. A voice recording played. A deep ancient voice spoke. If you are hearing this, the war is not over. The Draxus will return. Only the one with Earth's code can unlock the final defense. The Starblade must survive. The galaxy depends on it. Alex stared at the screen. Earth's code? He whispered. What does that mean? From the shadows, Nira appeared. I heard the message, she said softly. You are not here by accident. Something, or someone, sent you. Alex looked at her. But who? Nira's eyes glowed, faintly. That is the real question. First contact, and first battle. The stars looked calm outside the giant windows of the Starblade, but inside the ship, tension was growing. Alex Ryder stood at the command deck, staring at a holographic map. Red signals were slowly appearing on the edge of the starfield, enemy ships, unknown size, unknown weapons. It had been only 1 day since he was transported from Earth. 1 day since he was handed control of a ship more advanced than anything his planet had ever seen. Now, he was being hunted. Are we ready for contact? Alex asked, trying to sound calm. Kaylara, the tactical officer, turned her sharp violet eyes toward him. The Starblade is armed, but this ship hasn't fought in decades. Systems may fail, weapons may misfire. Rexha, the cybernetic engineer, added. Some of the older systems are waking up. We still don't fully understand them. Alex looked at the approaching red signals on the map. We may not have time to understand. The ship's AI interrupted. Warning, unidentified signal. Distance, 10,000 units, closing fast. Alex clenched his jaw. Put it on screen. The main window changed. A massive ship appeared, a dark shadow drifting across the stars. Its surface looked jagged, alive. Red energy pulsed through its armor like veins. It moved with purpose. Kaylara whispered. Draxus warcruiser. Class unknown. Have they seen us? Alex asked. Nira, the empath, entered the deck quietly. They feel curious, but not afraid. They believe we are weak. Alex straightened. Let's not give them a reason to be right. Suddenly, a transmission crackled through the speakers. A deep, inhuman voice spoke. You carry the last of the old flame. Surrender the ship, or be erased. Alex responded. This is Commander. Alex Ryder of the Starblade, identify yourself. There was a long pause. Then the voice laughed. A human? How amusing. The galaxy truly has fallen. The signal cut. Kaylara turned to Alex. They do not believe you are a threat. That may be useful. Rexha added. They won't attack immediately. They want to study us. Test our strength. Alex looked at the glowing interface in front of him. He had no military training, no space experience. But somehow the ship listened to him. The systems responded to his thoughts. He looked at his crew, Kaylara, Rexha, Nira, Virea, and others, each powerful in their own way, but waiting for him to lead. Let's give them a surprise, Alex said. He ordered. The ship into stealth mode. The ship's outer plating changed color, blending with the darkness of space. Then he gave a risky command. Take us closer. I want to see their ship from the shadows." The alien crew glanced at each other. Reksha raised an eyebrow. Bold. Risky. Kailara smiled slightly. Unexpected? I approve. As the Starblade drifted silently through the dark, Alex stared at the Draxus ship on the screen. He noticed something strange. There was a glowing sphere at the center of the enemy vessel, pulsing red like a heartbeat. It wasn't just a power core. Nira sensed his thoughts. "You're right, it's alive. That ship isn't just a machine. It's part creature." Alex shivered. "How do we kill something that's alive and made of metal?" Varaya finally spoke, her tone still cold but serious. With precision, with fire, and with no fear. Suddenly a warning blared. "Enemy detection counter-stealth beam incoming." Reksha shouted, "We've been spotted." Kailara's hands flew across the controls. "Weapons charging, shields up." Alex snapped into action. "Target their eyes, the sensors near the core. Let's blind them." Outside, energy beams lit up the dark sky. The Starblade twisted through space like a serpent, dodging blasts that could crack planets. The Draxus ship roared forward, firing strange red plasma that screamed as it flew. Alex stood tall, giving orders. "Hold fire until I say, let them get close." The enemy ship grew massive on the screen. Its claws opened, ready to grip and crush the Starblade. "Closer," Alex said quietly. Kailara looked unsure. "If they touch us, we're dead." "Not if we hit first," Alex replied. "Now, fire everything." The Starblade's wings split open. From within, ancient cannons slid out, glowing blue and gold. They hadn't been used in centuries. The ship released a storm of light, beams, missiles, waves of raw energy. The first wave hit the enemy's sensors. Sparks and metal burst across its front. Then a final shot pierced the red sphere in the center. The Draxus ship screamed. Literally, the entire crew heard it. A deep, angry, living scream, as if the ship was in pain. Alex gritted his teeth. "So, it really is alive." The Draxus ship began to break apart. But before it exploded, it launched something, a black pod, that vanished into space. Kailara looked worried. That was an escape pod, or a beacon. Reksha checked the system. It sent a signal, a message. They know we're alive now. Alex exhaled slowly. So the real battle hasn't even started. Later, in the war room, the crew gathered around a strange device Alex had found during the battle. It was part of the Draxus ship, now lying on the table. It pulsed with red light. Reksha studied it. "This is not Draxus tech. It's older." Kailara nodded. "It may be from the old war. A link between the Draxus and the creators of this ship." Alex looked at the device. He reached out, and the moment his fingers touched it, a vision struck his mind. He saw stars burning, planets falling. He saw a tall figure armored in gold standing on a tower made of crystal, and he heard one line. "The last war begins where the first one ended." He stumbled back. "I saw something, someone, from the past." Nira helped steady him. "You're connected now, not just to the ship, but to something much older." Alex looked at his crew. "This isn't just about survival," he said. "They're not after me. They're after something I haven't even found yet." The secret of the warship. Space was silent, but the Starblade was not. Deep inside the massive warship, systems long thought dead were slowly coming alive. Lights flickered on in dark hallways. Old walls shifted, revealing doors that no one had opened in centuries. And Alex Ryder felt it all. He was alone in his quarters, staring at his hand. Since the last battle, he had begun to feel strange. Sometimes, when he touched parts of the ship, it responded before he gave a command. Sometimes he heard the ship, like a whisper, distant and old, calling to him. He closed his eyes, and the ship whispered again. "You are the link. You are the key." Alex sat up straight, sweat on his forehead. "What are you trying to show? Me?" Just then, the wall beside his bed glowed. A symbol appeared like an ancient seal. He touched it. The wall opened. Behind it was a spiral staircase made of glowing crystal, leading down into the unknown. Alex called Kailara, Reksha, and Nira. They met him at the hidden passage. This staircase wasn't on any map, Reksha said, scanning it. Kailara nodded. The ship is changing. It's responding to you. Alex looked down into the glowing spiral. Then let's see where it leads. They descended in silence. The air grew cooler, denser, like the ship itself was watching them. The lights shifted, from white to pale blue to deep gold. Strange carvings lined the walls, scenes of war, destruction, and tall figures with shining armor and glowing eyes. Who are they? Alex asked, pointing. Kailara ran her fingers over the carvings. The creators, the ones who built the Starblade, and many weapons like it. They ruled before the first galactic war. Nira spoke quietly. They vanished before even our oldest records. Some believe they became something else, pure energy, or gods. At the bottom of the stairs, they reached a massive circular door. Alex stepped forward. The door scanned him. DNA confirmed. Human origin. Initiating prime core access. The door opened with a deep hum. Inside was a vast chamber glowing with blue light. In the center, suspended in midair, was a long crystal, twisting like a spiral galaxy. Inside it, a shape moved. Alive, Kailara gasped. It's not a machine, it's a consciousness. Alex walked slowly to it. He placed his hand on the platform. Suddenly his vision went black. In his mind, Alex was standing in a field of stars. A voice spoke. Calm, ancient, powerful. You are the last to awaken me. I am the prime core of the Starblade. My memory was locked. My mind was broken. Until you arrived. Who built you? Alex asked in the vision. We were created by the Elders of Light. The Draxus were once our brothers. But they fell. They became corrupted by dark energy. We fought them. We lost. Why me? Why Earth? Because Earth was hidden, protected. A last backup. Only Earth's DNA could restart us. Your mind is the final code. And now, I will show you everything. Images flooded Alex's mind. Planets burning, titans fighting in space, golden, ships crashing into black holes, weapons that could split time, beings of light, and a final weapon locked inside the heart of the Starblade. Then he saw a face. His face. But older, wearing golden armor, standing among the creators. Wait, Alex said. That's me? The voice answered. No. That was the first one. Your ancestor, the last human general of the Elder War. His blood is in you. His memories live through you. The war is not over. Alex gasped and opened his eyes. He was back in the chamber. Kailara and the others were watching him. What did you see? Kailara asked. Alex was silent for a long time. Then he spoke slowly. There's a weapon inside this ship, not just a cannon or a missile. Something ancient. Something alive. It was built to stop the Draxus once and for all. Reksha looked worried. Where is it? Alex pointed to the core floating above them. Inside there. But it's locked. And unlocking it might cost more than we know. Nira stepped forward. I felt what you saw. A part of you has already connected to it. Alex stared at the glowing spiral. If we activate it, the Draxus will come in full force. Kailara nodded. Then we must be ready. Later in the war room, Varaya entered with new data. We picked up a signal, she said. The pod that escaped during the last battle. It landed on a dead moon. But it's not alone anymore. She projected the image. Dozens of Draxus ships were gathering near the moon, massive, dark, and heavily armed. They're building something, Varaya continued. A portal. A gate to bring more of their kind. Alex stared at the screen. If they open that portal, they'll flood this galaxy. Kaylara looked at him. Then we strike first. Alex stood at the center of the command deck. He looked around at his crew. They weren't just soldiers, they were survivors, guardians of lost knowledge, and now, his family. I didn't ask for this, he said. I didn't plan to lead. But the Starblade chose me, and I will not let this galaxy fall again. He looked at the AI console. Prepare the ship. We go to that moon. Kaylara grinned. It's time to show them that humanity didn't stay weak. Rexha activated battle mode. The ship began to hum with growing power. In the distance, the stars shifted, and the dead moon began to glow red. The war was coming, and the secret inside the Starblade had only begun to awaken. Betrayal in the stars. The Starblade cut through the stars like a ghost. Its outer hull shimmered with activated battle armor, ancient systems now fully alive. The crew was preparing for war, but deep inside the ship, something darker was also awakening. Alex Ryder stood at the command deck, watching the red glow of the dead moon on the screen. Below its surface, the Draxus were building something powerful, something dangerous, a portal to bring in an army from another galaxy. Alex clenched his fist. We strike before they're ready. Kaylara nodded. We've prepared battle strategy. 2 attack waves, silent approach, then full force. Rexha added, the ship is ready, weapons fully charged, shields at 100%. Viraya, standing near the back of the room, crossed her arms. One thing worries me. Alex turned. What? The Starblade is showing system interference. Small things, energy drain, sensor delay. It's subtle, but someone might be sabotaging us. The room went silent. Kaylara narrowed her eyes. You mean, someone on board? Viraya didn't blink. Yes, we may have a traitor. Later, in the war room, Alex reviewed ship logs. Strange power drops had been happening over the last few days, only in secure systems. Communication arrays were briefly rerouted. One drone had gone missing from the bay. Rexha scanned the files. Whoever did this knew exactly what to touch. They didn't crash anything, just watched. Nira, the empath, walked in, her face pale. I can't sense them. Alex looked confused. You mean the traitor? Yes, she said. It's like they're blocking me. Someone on board is masking their mind. That shouldn't be possible. Kaylara leaned in. Unless they're not who they say they are. Suspicion spread like a virus. The crew grew quiet. Warriors who once trained side by side now avoided eye contact. Conversations were whispered. Doors were locked. Weapons were kept closer than usual. Alex knew something was wrong, but he didn't want to believe it. Not with this crew. They had saved his life. They had trusted him. Still, someone had betrayed that trust, and time was running out. The next day, just before they reached the dead moon, an explosion rocked the ship. Boom! Alarms blared. Fire in Engineering Bay 3, Rexha shouted. Sabotage! Alex ran to the bay with Kaylara, Rexha, and Nira. Flames licked the ceiling. Pipes hissed steam. A small reactor unit had been overloaded from inside, but something else caught their attention. Footprints burned into the floor, not boots. Clawed feet. Nira froze. That's not from one of us. Rexha stared at the prints. That's Draxus, Alex whispered. There's a Draxus spy. On this ship. Security lockdown was activated. All crew were scanned. Every corridor was sealed, but nothing was found. Then, someone screamed. A warrior named Velka was found unconscious near the AI core room. Her body was alive, but her mind was gone. Empty. Like something had ripped her thoughts away. Kaylara touched her forehead. She was attacked with psionic force. Mind control. Viraya drew her blade. We have a shapeshifter. Alex turned to Nira. Can you find it? She nodded. If I touch them, yes, but they could be anyone. Alex paused, then gave the order. Quarters check, one by one. Everyone gets scanned. Hours passed. Nira touched the minds of over 40 crew members. Some were tired, some suspicious, some afraid, but none were the spy. Then, they reached someone unexpected, a quiet medic named Celia. She had soft eyes, always helpful, never loud. Nira reached to touch her hand. Celia smiled, but didn't move, and Nira froze. A single tear rolled down her cheek. Alex noticed. "What is it?" Nira's voice was low, shaking. "She has no soul." Celia's eyes turned black. "Too late," the creature hissed, then her skin peeled away, like liquid falling off metal. Standing before them was a Draxus agent, thin, tall, with a body that shifted like smoke and claws dripping with red energy. It roared. Kaylara fired her sidearm. The blast hit its shoulder, but it vanished in smoke and appeared behind them. The room turned into chaos. Alex grabbed a staff from the wall and struck the creature, buying them seconds. Nira used her mind to freeze it in place just long enough for Rexha to deploy an anti-psionic trap. With a loud screech, the spy was locked in a force cage. Breathing hard, Alex stared at the thing. "You've been here since the beginning, haven't you?" The creature grinned. "We watched. We learned. The human is connected to the ship, but not fully. Yet." "What do you want?" Alex asked. It laughed. "We don't want the ship. We want you. When your mind opens the final seal, the weapon will be ours." Then it twisted its claws and exploded into black dust. Gone. The room was silent. Alex stood still. Varaya wiped blood from her lip. That thing knew too much. Kaylara looked at Alex. "They don't just want the Star Blade. They want you to open the weapon. Then they'll strike." Rexha nodded. "We can't just go to that moon now. They're setting a trap." Alex looked at the crew. Faces bruised, minds shaken, but still standing. He made a decision. Then we set one of our own. In the hidden chamber beneath the Star Blade, Alex stood before the Prime Core once again. This time he did not fear it. He placed his hand on the glowing platform. "I'm ready," he whispered. The voice returned. "Then see what they fear." His mind flooded again. Visions of the final weapon. A structure inside the ship's heart made of light and memory. It was not just a cannon. It was a forge. A place where thoughts became real, where leaders could shape energy with pure will. Only one thing could activate it, a human connected to the core by blood. Alex opened his eyes. "We're not just fighting them with weapons," he said. "We're fighting them with legacy." Kaylara smiled. "Then let's remind them who started this war." Alex stood tall at the bridge. "Prepare the ship. Next stop, the Draxus portal." Outside, the dead moon turned. Its surface cracked, open, revealing a glowing red gateway the size of a mountain. Draxus warships circled like sharks waiting. But they didn't know. The Starblade was coming, and this time, the human wasn't afraid. The lost human's space bent like glass around the Starblade as it exited light speed. Before them hung a massive blue star, glowing like a god's eye. Orbiting it was a hidden planet, cloaked in shadows, untouched by galactic traffic, unnamed in all records. The AI spoke softly. Coordinates match with signal origin. No Draxus activity detected. Yet. Alex Ryder narrowed his eyes. He had received a strange signal after the battle with the Draxus shapeshifter, a signal carrying Earth code, but not from Earth. From here. Kaylara, standing beside him, looked puzzled. No records show this system ever held life. Nira, quiet as always, added softly, "Yet I feel many minds down there, old and guarded." Rexha ran a scan. Confirmed. Life signs, energy signals, ancient Earth tech. How is that possible? Alex leaned forward. Only one way to find out. Descent. The Starblade approached the planet. As it neared the surface, a strange field surrounded it. Lights dimmed. Controls responded slower. The AI flickered for a second. Warning. Planetary field disrupting systems. Manual landing required. Alex took the helm. With help from Kaylara and Reksha, they navigated through the thick clouds into a sky filled with floating rocks and pulsing towers of light. Finally, they reached land. A massive city appeared below them, circular, layered like rings of a tree, glowing with silver lights and blue veins of power. At the center stood a tall tower, black and gold, older than anything on the Starblade. It was beautiful and terrifying. Alex whispered, "That's human architecture, but not like anything we've ever seen." Reksha nodded. They evolved differently. The guardians of the tower landing pad opened. Warriors in silver armor approached. But they weren't alien, they were human. Their faces were pale, their eyes bright with artificial glow. Their skin shimmered slightly as if laced with nanotech. Every movement was precise, silent, too perfect. One stepped forward. "Welcome, Alex Ryder," she said. Alex blinked. "You know my name? We've been watching you, ever since the core awakened. Who are you?" She smiled faintly. "We are the exiled, the ones Earth forgot, the ones who left when the first war broke the stars." Kaylara stepped forward. "That war was thousands of years ago." The woman's eyes narrowed. "Time is different for us. We don't age. We adapted. We became more than human." Nira shivered slightly. "They feel cold inside, not evil, just distant." Alex and his team followed the exiled warriors into the city. The walls glowed with code, pulsing softly. Trees grew out of crystal. Flying drones shaped like birds soared overhead. It was beautiful, but hollow. They reached the central tower and entered a chamber where a circle of robed figures waited. At the center sat a man with long silver hair and glowing eyes. He stood when Alex entered. "I am Elian, the first of the exiled, and you, Alex Ryder, carry the blood of the general who once stood beside me." Alex stepped forward. "You were with him?" "Yes. We fought the Draxus together. But when Earth surrendered its place in the stars and we refused, we left, we hid, we waited." "Waited for what?" Alex asked. "For the final flame to awaken. The Starblade. The weapon buried in memory. And for the next one to come." Alex was silent. Elian continued. "You carry his code, his blood. But are you ready to finish what he began?" The division later that night, Alex walked alone through the glowing garden near the tower. Nira followed silently. "They respect you," she said. Alex shook his head. "They don't respect me. They respect the bloodline. I'm just a key to them." "Do you trust them?" Alex paused. "No, but I need to understand them, because I think they know more about the Starblade than even our AI." Suddenly a shadow moved behind them. A voice whispered, "You shouldn't be here." Varaya stepped out of the dark, her hand on her weapon. "This city is not what it seems." Alex raised a brow. "What do you mean?" "They aren't just exiled. They've been tampering with the Draxus Gate." Alex's heart dropped. "What?" Varaya handed him a small disc. It projected an image, a hidden room, deep below the tower. Inside, exiled engineers were working on a portal gate, almost identical to the one the Draxus were building. "They claim to wait for the flame," Varaya said, "but they are building their own future, one where they decide who lives and who burns." Truth from the past elects demanded a meeting with Elian the next morning. In the grand hall, he confronted him. "You're building a gate." Elian didn't deny it. "Yes, we are. To fight the Draxus? To control the end," Elian said. "Once the final weapon is unlocked, the balance of power will break. The Draxus will come with fire. We will be ready." "You're planning to replace the galaxy's leaders," Alex said slowly. "Not save them." Elian's voice was calm. "We offered Earth a future. They chose silence. So now, we build a new order. And you, Alex, will open the flame. You will light the fire. You have no choice." Alex stared at him. I always have a choice. He returned to the Starblade immediately. Kelara, Reksha, and Nira were waiting. They wanted to use you, Kelara said. Just like the Draxus. Reksha shook her head. We can't fight two enemies at once. What do we do? Alex walked to the command seat. We leave. Now. But the exiled. Nira started. Alex cut her off. We'll deal with them later. But the Draxus portal is nearly finished. If we don't stop them first, there won't be anything left to save. Departure, and a warning as the Starblade lifted off. Exiled drones attempted to block their path. Alex activated the ship's core. A burst of light exploded from the Starblade's wings, blinding sensors and frying control towers. The ship rose through the clouds and into space. Before they jumped, a message came through. It was Elion. You disappoint me, Ryder. The galaxy will burn either way. We offered you a seat among the eternal. Alex stared at the screen. I'm not here to be eternal, he said. I'm here to win. He cut the signal. Jump, he ordered, and the stars bent around them once more. Far away, on the edge of the Draxus system, the red moon shimmered. The portal was now active. Ships were already pouring through, and at the heart of the Starblade the final flame whispered to Alex's bloodline. Soon, the Forge will awaken. War for the Galaxy. The final hour. The Starblade emerged from the jump with a thunderclap of energy, its engines burning brighter than ever before. The Draxus portal loomed in front of them, a massive red ring spinning above a shattered moon. Warships, hundreds of them, poured through the gate like shadows born from flame. Kelara, standing at tactical, whispered, It's worse than we feared. Alex Ryder said nothing. His eyes were locked on the screen, jaw clenched. Behind him, the crew stood ready, bruised, tired, but unbroken. Reksha reported, Enemy count, 137 warships, 2 dreadnoughts, 1 unknown object. Unknown? Alex asked. Reksha zoomed in. A massive black shape floated in the center of the Draxus fleet. It wasn't a ship. It was a creature, a living god of war, covered in armor, breathing fire, into the portal. At its heart pulsed a glowing red orb. Nira stared. That's not just Draxus, that's ancient, that's something else. Alex turned to the crew. Prepare for final battle. This ends today. Activation deep inside the ship, the final flame pulsed. The core chamber, long hidden, had now opened itself. Inside, the spiral of memory and energy twisted like a galaxy on fire. Only one thing could awaken it fully, a human of the bloodline. Alex stepped forward. Kelara, Nira, and Reksha stood behind him. He touched the platform. It glowed red, then gold. A deep voice filled the chamber. Forge unlocked. Mental imprint confirmed. Generating battle interface. Holograms rose from the floor. Maps of enemy fleets, heat signatures, even time flows. But that wasn't all. Alex saw something more. He saw paths. Possible futures. The final flame was showing him time itself. And every future ended the same. Wayfire. Destruction. Death. Unless he changed it. Final decision, Kelara stepped forward. What do you see? Alex's voice was cold. We win. But only by burning everything. The Starblade has a final weapon. It turns memory into energy. If I release it, we erase them. But what's the cost? Nira asked. Alex looked down. I die. And this ship dies with me. It was made for one final act. Reksha clenched her fists. There has to be another way. Alex turned to her. There is. But it's not safe. Kelara tilted her head. Explain. Alex pointed to the hologram. I can link the flame to the entire fleet, use it to rewrite their command systems, overload their ships, and shut them down from the inside. But that requires direct mind connection, Nira said. Your brain will be exposed. If it works, Alex said, no one dies. If it fails, I die, and they invade Earth. Silence. Then Kalara nodded. We trust you, whatever you choose. Alex looked at them. One by one. I won't be the human that destroyed the galaxy to save it, he whispered. I'll be the one who changed the story. The battle begins. The Starblade charged into the heart of the Draxus fleet. Lasers cut through the darkness. Draxus ships turned, weapons flaring. Alex gave no command. He simply connected. His body slumped slightly in the command chair. His eyes glowed faint gold. The final flame poured into his mind, burning, blinding, beautiful. He saw everything, every enemy ship, every pilot, every code in their systems, and then he rewrote them. Inside the mind. War inside his mind, Alex stood in a battlefield made of light and metal. The Draxus commander was there. The creature born from the Black Gate. It spoke in many voices. You are nothing. You are memory. We are future. Alex raised his hand. You are done. The flame forged itself into a blade, formed from the memories of every lost warrior, every human who died in the old war. He charged. They clashed. Energy against shadow. Future against the past. Pain tore through Alex's head. But he didn't stop. The Draxus tried to rewrite his thoughts, inject fear, doubt, weakness. But they didn't understand one thing. Alex was human, and humanity fights hardest when it's about to fall. Turning the tide back on the bridge, Kalara shouted, Their ships, systems are collapsing. They're losing control, Rexha screamed. Dreadnought offline, portal destabilizing. Nira whispered, He's doing it. In Alex's mind, the final strike landed. The blade pierced the Draxus core. The creature screamed, its form shattered into light. The mental world collapsed. Alex gasped and opened his eyes. The final flame dimmed. The battle was over. Around the Starblade, Draxus ships floated dead. Some had shut down, some had simply vanished. The portal above the moon cracked, then imploded into dust. A deep silence followed. And then, cheering. Across the comms, other ships, hidden allies, rebel fleets, even exiled scouts, began sending victory signals. The war was won. Aftermath. Alex stood on the observation deck looking at the broken stars. His body ached. His mind still glowed faintly from the flame's touch. Kalara approached quietly. You saved us all. No, Alex said. We saved each other. Nira stepped forward, smiling. The flame is quiet now. It's gone. Good, Alex replied. Let it sleep. Rexha grinned. You know, you're the first human in history to survive a direct mind link with a living superweapon. Alex smirked. I'd rather survive a quiet life next time. They laughed. A new beginning later, in the rebuilt war chamber, a hologram of Earth appeared. Signals from home had started arriving. Earth was awake now, aware. The exiled sent a message too, one of respect and peace. Kalara looked at Alex. What now, Commander? Alex took a long breath. We rebuild. We teach. We bring Earth into the stars. The right way. And us? Nira asked. He smiled. You're my crew, my friends. We keep the Starblade flying. Rexha raised a glass. To the new age. It hosted. Alone, deep in the ship's heart, Alex stood before the now dark final flame. He placed his hand on it one last time and whispered, Let the past rest. We choose our future now. The core pulsed, once, then faded forever.